Hi everyone, it's Cherryenchantress. I'm here with another little talk. And so if you guys followed me and you watched the talk about Metatron and Raziel and sacred geometry and geometric shapes, I realized what I was drawing was triangles over and over again, creating an amazing pattern. And so when I was floating out in the water at the beach, I had so much stuff coming to me in downloading. What is it when they say information downloaded into my brain? But anyway, a lot of ideas were coming to me, and whether or not that they're sacred, special information or not, I just felt like I had to share some of these ideas with you. Anyway, so the Grand Trine came out twice, once in my reading, personal reading, and again in a pick a card reading that I did on site in Galveston. And so it just jumped out at me that this needs to be talked about more, the Grand Trine. So let's go ahead and talk about the Black Moon astrology card, the Grand Trine, and what it means, and then I'll give you some other thoughts and ideas about this, the trine, the trinity of things, the three angles of things. All right. So the Grand Trine is it's very benefic. It's really beautiful. The Grand Trine, if you have it in your birth chart, is extremely lucky. Everything was beautiful and nothing hurt. That's a quote from Kurt Vonnegut Jr. He's awesome. Anyway, a Grand Trine is when three planets aspect each other at 120 degrees. This creates an equilateral triangle. If you are to draw lines between three planets, these planets will usually be in signs of the same element. A Grand Trine is considered to have an easy flowing energy, either in the natal chart or by transit, and to be an incredibly lucky aspect. Trines, when only two planets aspect each other at 120 degrees, always inspire harmony in the skies. So there is a sense of wholeness and completion when a Grand Trine happens. Although Grand Trines do not always spell out an easy fame or fortune, those with one in their natal charts can be born into wealth or at least momentously talented. The only downside with a Grand Trine is that those influenced by them tend to become lax or so contented that it leads to laziness and inertia. It's like a child who is given everything he wants and thus doesn't know the values of responsibility or appreciation. When the Grand Trine card presents itself in a spread, be assumed you are entering a time of easy flow, or that at least many of the impediments you are experiencing are being lifted. This speaks of a period of harmony and ease that may inspire you to take the path of least resistance. But it is best that you keep your eye on the prize and not let go of your original purpose. Do not leave it on a shelf. There is a possibility that your success may be lost if you do. On the other hand, this is a time where you can expect yourself to be in the right place at the right time. What may seem like a lucky break stems from the wants and desires you have been consistent about. It isn't, however, time to coast. You must continue to give a little more effort in order to keep that wheel of fortune turning. Also, don't pass up any opportunity that might fly by. Not every one of them will be right for you, but a few will facilitate you coursing a flowing river of success. When it comes to love, when the Grand Trine card comes up, your existing relationship should improve. Your social popularity will increase, and if single, you're about to meet a person or have already who will be a true partner. Not only supportive of you and your successes, but someone who will help advance you in your goals. It would indicate meeting up with your perfect mate, but this would only be as long as both of you are willing to nurture the relationship. If not, it will still be an overall good relationship, just a short-term one. This is an excellent time to apply for a loan, to ask for a raise, or to expand the terms of finance and career strategies. Whatever the subject of your question, your path is being cleared. There are a few road bumps, but most important thing is to follow through on everything you start. There is harmony with this card, but things will not take care of themselves. While it seems that luck is on your side, you have to be diligent and work consistently to bring this about. Your diligence and hard work may not be visible to others, but you deserve the success that is soon to be yours. Stay in the flow and trust in the universe, but continue to do your work. So this fortuitous time does not pass by before you can reap the harvest. You will need to apply real effort. And especially that goes twice as much during the Lion's Gate. So if you have made some intentions or wishes or manifestations, this is a great time to bring it in. So, oh my gosh, trines appear all over the place and all kinds of symbology, and Celtic symbols. And here's a nice Goddessprovisions astrological triangle too, and Egyptian symbols. Even in our money, we have the all-seeing eye and the dollar bills and things like that. So one of the things, it's also in various religions as well, like in in Christianity we have the sign of the cross, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. It was funny because I was reading just another one of the cards here. Let's see, I'm gonna get that card out too. Also, by the way, I edged my cards last night, and they smell good too. You know why? Because I edged them with Centos scented markers I got at the dollar store. I was like, yeah, might as well. I mean, I like good smelling cards anyway. So that's an idea, you guys, if you want to make your cards smell good. So this is the card I was telling you about that has another quote that reminded me of the Grand Trine. But it's from Buddha, and Buddha says, here we go, it always takes three things, right? 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Okay, so those 3 things cannot be hidden, and the truth, comes out. But don't be afraid, because sometimes it's a quite beautiful truth. It's a quite powerful truth. All right, and so this leads me, so as I was floating there, I was thinking of all these words. What I was thinking of mostly was about knowledge and strength, and so then guess what popped into my head was the Serenity Prayer. So I just want to go over the Serenity Prayer for you. So it says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So what I saw in here was that it took 3 things, right? For the serenity, what you needed actually is to accept change and difference, the different, and know the difference. But accepting change was part of it, This is the triangle. There's like 2 triangles within this prayer. That's what was coming to my head while I was floating around. And so serenity and courage and wisdom are the 3 aspects of here. But you're actually trying to achieve serenity. To achieve serenity, you need to have acceptance, right? But also you need to have courage to change things, and you have to have wisdom to know the difference. So that's the kind of like a triangle effect too, right there. And then, which led me back to my channel, which are Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust is what I always say. And I named the channel Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. And actually, for the longest time, I couldn't separate my name from the channel name. So I went around everywhere as Enchantress, Faith, Trust, Pixie Dust. So it's like I had a first, middle, and last name. But anyway, so I separated the 2 because I'm Enchantress, separate from the philosophy, but still the philosophy is important to me because it's the ingredients to fly, okay? And so Peter Pan says, come on, guys, let's just go. Let's fly. And they're like, wait, Peter, we don't know how to fly. Like, what the heck are you talking about? And he's like, oh, yeah, I haven't thought about that before. Okay, this is what you need to do. You need to think of a wonderful thought. And they're like, anything, okay. So they're thinking all these wonderful thoughts, mermaids and Christmas and beautiful things. And so they try to take off. They almost get there, but he's like, oh, yeah. All it takes is faith and trust. Oh, yeah, and that magic ingredient, a little bit of pixie dust. So once they had the pixie dust, which is the magic ingredient, they thought of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings, okay? And that's how they took off. So that led me back to the origins, back to the triangle. So the triangle, there's a story of the three-legged stool man, which is explained in Linda Goodman's Star Signs, was one of my favorite books of all times. All of Linda Goodman's books, if you want to hear more talks about Linda Goodman's books, you can check out in my playlist more talks about that. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't tag it because I wrote it down. But basically, as I wrote it down. I just wrote down some basic information about it. So the three-legged stool kind of goes like this, First there's man, then there's the woman, and then there's the child. So man is the 1, 2, 3 are the first numbers man ever learns, okay? And he lays down one stick to represent himself. Then he lays down another stick to represent his mate. And so that makes a tent. It makes like a little V. And then later comes the child, which is the base. And so father, mother, child is that creation. And then they add the circle around it for the circle of protection, which is just it's kind of the same thing as this Grand Trine, it's like with the circle of protection. And then, we still have more symbols like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which is a tattoo that I was about to put on my hand. And actually I wore it. Some of you might remember I drew it on my hand for a while. But it's exactly the same thing. The only difference is there's a line going in between which represents the wand. So there was the wand, there is the cloak, which is kind of like the protection, and it was an invisibility cloak, and then there was it was the other way around. So the triangle represented the cloak, there was a circle within the triangle, and then the line going down. Actually, I'm going to draw that for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So the symbol of, in fact, I have the charm, and I'll show you with my charm as well, with the magic of pause video. So the Deathly Hallows goes something like this. I don't think it fully closes, or at least there was a tattoo that had sort of a little space open that I thought was kind of attractive. Then the circle inside. Okay, that's a really bad circle. Make it look better. And then the wand. Okay, so there is the Deathly Hallows symbol. And in the Deathly Hallows symbol, so like I said, the triangle represents the invisibility cloak, the circle is the resurrection stone, and the center line is the elder wand. It's said in this lore, to whoever possessed all three would be the master of death. It was this little challenge created by death given to three brothers to find these items and whatever. And so, if you want to know about the story, you can look it up. But it's not that important, but the symbology is really interesting. And so when it the first time that the little charm came out, I was like, what is this? Because I didn't know. I had seen Deathly Hallows, I had seen the movie, but it didn't click with me. And so I gave it my own meaning, but people were telling me about the Harry Potter meaning. But really, it's what people do with the triangle and trinity. But it's important to know that, and like even in the Lover's card, it looks like it's 2, but it's actually 3. It's the Holy Spirit that's in the middle of the 2 lovers giving support. Same with the Devil card. It's 2 people with the devil in the middle, or the 2 chained people, but still with that material base that is controlling their situation. So there's all kinds of symbology and everywhere you look that has to do with the Trinity, with the Trine, with 3 parts helping you to achieve that goal that you're looking for. So it started the other day when I started drawing symbols, and because of Archangel Patron and his sacred geometric shapes, which has, as you can see, a lot of triangle components to it, and with circles around them too. But and then here's my little Deathly Hallows. You wanted to see that. I still might get it tattooed. And this one also is an interesting charm that my daughter gave me from a friend. And the rainbows make me think of it is in a triangle shape with the all-seeing eye as well. It has so many different meanings when it pops up, and it can relate to a lot of different things. Rainbows often make me think of the chakra points, but it also could represent community and coexistence and things like that. But interesting. Oh my gosh, in search of something else. And also, Da Vinci Code has lots of symbols in it. And their symbol of the triangle, it's not a full complete triangle, it's like a V. So the V, the vessel, represents the woman, and then the V down represents the male. And so it's those 2 points together that make a special star, and that's how the Star of David came about, or something like that. Anyway, it's really exciting to kind of delve into symbols, but right now we're still focused on the triangle, and I will also do mandalas, because mandalas are more circular patterns. So I'm kind of breaking down the geometric shapes, and the next one that came to mind was the pyramid, the triangle. And speaking of pyramids, so our most prominent thought that we have when we think of triangle and pyramids is Egypt and Egyptian matters. And so I'm going to read to you what the Pyramid of Light is from the beautiful Isis Oracle, which leads me to believe I need to do another Isis reading. It's just, the information in here is just so profound and helpful and important with the rituals. And anyway, so and I came across this card too, which is the Chariot of Ascension, and you see all the symbols there, and this is kind of saying, if you putting all these symbols together will help transport you into an ascended place, but you have to be ready for it. So this is, for the higher initiate, which I don't even know if I am, so I think this might be something that I don't try right away, but is something I might aspire to, of course. And so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Pyramid of Light, though. As a being in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. Oh, that's what's been happening. Yeah, light beings. Okay. So, it's saying, the Pyramid of Light is saying, step your vibration deeper into love. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. There's nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. See, when I was floating in the water and I was receiving these messages, incoming, downloading, I wasn't sure where it was going to lead, but maybe it's leading to this, because this affects my work, for helping you guys. Anyway, I also have to learn how to protect myself while I'm helping you. So here is guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is time now to end that interference with love and compassion. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are growing spiritually, and as such, there are higher levels of responsibility and skill required of you to continue to thrive and blossom to even deeper places of spiritual expansion. These new levels will feel joyful to you as they bring you to greater personal mastery and freedom from fear. Sometimes when you are growing in your light, darker energies become more interested in you. This is nothing to be afraid of because no energy can interfere with you without your permission. And if you have unconsciously given permission by action or deed in this or other lifetimes, you have the free will to withdraw that permission from a place of peace and love within you right now. The key to handling any energy effectively, even that energy which you no longer wish to have connected to your energy field, is to have compassion and respect in your heart, combined with a firm boundary and an understanding of the principles of psychic protection. There are practices which are easy and helpful for you to use nurture to your. The reason why I'm stumbling is because more thoughts are coming to my head. Okay. The first thought I had was that so much of this energy, the Grand Trine energy, is about protection, right? If you have the Grand Trine in your chart, you're blessed, right? You have it is a beneficial thing to have. But like for example, the different other symbols have to do with a kind of, if you have everything, you have it all, right? You have all the protection that you need. So the pyramid of light is also kind of referring to that. So I think that's really cool. So I'm going to keep going. Anyway, I mean, it didn't seem like such a big thing to say protection, but it felt big in my head when I thought of it and how all of this is related. And I'm just like bringing you information as I go. Like as it's downloaded to me, I pass it on to you, and I haven't yet filtered it through any kind of censors and edits. Anyway, so one such practice recommended for you now is the Pyramid of Light. This can be added to any other spiritual or inner work practice and yet will also stand on its own. It can be used on a person, physical space such as a home or workplace, or venue for a special occasion, and even placed around an object or a project. The ritual below will clear you at any time you feel that there are forces interfering with your free will or life plans. Sometimes you just sense blocks that you know are not coming from within you, and you know you are not serving the higher unfoldment, and they need to be released. You can use this ritual or a skilled spiritual healer to help you with this process, but know that what you most need is a compassionate heart and enough confidence to realize that you alone give or revoke permission for any being to be connected with your energy field, seeking to exert influence over your thoughts, actions, or life choices, either consciously or not. Sometimes we just need to remind ourselves of the power of our free will and choice. If any being in the physical world or in the inner worlds ever tells you that you have no power of choice as a human being, do not believe them. They are in deception and they are not to be trusted. They may believe what they are saying, but they are not honoring the innate spiritual gift of free will that every human soul has given as a gift in gratitude for coming to this earth to help with service to her awakening. Your free will is your most fundamental spiritual inheritance as a human being, and it cannot be taken by another except in illusion. Once you realize this, you can claim back your power any time. The Pyramid of Light says that you may have beings who think they are helping you but are not of unconditional love, and therefore are better to be released from your energy field. these beings, it's weird because I hardly ever watch Alice Love Exists anymore, but I stumbled upon a video and I was like, oh, I'll just look at it. And I picked number 4, and it was it resonated quite strongly, and it had a little bit to do with that, about, it showed a romance that looked like wanted to come back, and the person felt very sad to be away from me. And then it showed people pretending to be caring about me, but not actually. They just want me to care about them, that kind of energy. So yeah, anyway, in the bottom line is that I'm intuitive to know the difference, and it's true, I do. Sometimes I tolerate it, but sometimes I don't. I just don't. So you guys have to out there go through the same things. Even if you're not spiritual guides or whatever like me, you could, whatever your field of work is, sometimes you deal with these kinds of people too, that the energy suckers, and then sometimes then you do have true support, and you have to kind of be discerning, but definitely always go with your intuition, who's there for you and who's not. And a lot of this times I thought, well, maybe I'm just being cynical. Like, is this me being cynical or superstitious? But no, it was actually true. It was me totally, totally on point with some people's attitudes towards me. All right, and keep going. So the oracle indicates that there are also thoughts, feelings, and other energies around you that are not helping you. And so, yeah, this ritual that I'm about to read to you can clear all of that and feel that your path is clearer and easier with less fog and confusion. So if you guys want to stick around for the ritual, please feel free to stick around. If not, then I was about to say namaste. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. I see you guys later. That's the end of the Grand Trine reading, but now a little bonus is the Ritual of the Pyramid of Light reading. Okay, so sit quietly, preferably with your legs crossed underneath you or on a chair with your back straight and your arms resting in your lap. Your palms facing upward and your fingers just resting open. Imagine, sense, perceive, or feel an enormous shining eye of the divine gazing out from the center of the sun. Imagine that this enormous eye, as the center of the sun, is made of pure white light with flecks of neon violet in the center and around the edges of every light particle. The light is electric violet, alive and powerful with spiritual energy. Imagine this huge eye as a powerful point of light above your head. Then visualize, sense, perceive, or intend that this point of light shoots out in 4 distinct directions, landing as 4 separate points beneath you, forming a square base for your pyramid of light, with each point joining together. The base of the pyramid of light is filled with electric violet light. Each of the 4 corners of the base shoots straight up to the point above your head, forming the apex and 4 sides of the pyramid of light, which then are filled with electric violet light. You are completely encompassed within your pyramid of light. Imagine within the pyramid of light 7 stars of light now form, made of pure white light with neon violet in the center and in the edges of every light particle. Each star of light within your pyramid aligns with each of your 7 energy centers, one at the top of your head, the next at your forehead, the next at your throat, and then your heart space in the center of your chest, your solar plexus around the abdominal area, the belly, and the base of the spine. Then 2 additional stars form above your crown and beneath your body in the earth, all contained within your pyramid of light. If the pyramid needs to expand in size to allow for these additional 2 stars to fit comfortably within it, let it happen now. Finally, allow 4 smaller stars to form in the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. You are completely and thoroughly contained within your cleansing, protective pyramid of light now. Stay there for a moment and really feel it. Say aloud with a firm, peaceful, and loving voice that does not waver. As a sovereign being of light, I now claim full ownership of my energy field, and any being or entity that is draining my energy or fueling me with fear no longer has my permission to be in my energy field. You must leave, beloveds. I honor you and wish you well, but you cannot stay here anymore, and you cannot return. Of my own free will, and through divine grace and the protection of unconditional love, this is now so. So be it. Repeat this statement up to 3 times if you feel the need for it, growing stronger each time if necessary, but always coming from love and never from force. Force comes from fear, and you don't need it anyway. Coming firmly from a place of love and clear boundaries is more than enough to get the job done. Then say the following aloud once. I ask that this pyramid be held in place for the coming week or for however long serves my highest good. I program it to deflect negative energies and allow negative energies to continue to leave my body, mind, and energy field. I also program it to allow positive energies to enter and remain in my body, mind, and energy field through the grace and divine and my own free will, so be it. When you're ready, just open your eyes. So here's another incantation that you can say. You can say this incantation to call in the highest psychic protection and cleansing at any time. It also just feels really good. I am love. I am light. To manage my own energy field, I have everything right. Compassion, peace, and strength, I am. I witness the dark with peace in my heart. My energy, there is space only for love. That is unconditional and gentle as the dove. I am unconditional love. I am unconditional love. I am unconditional love. And that just reminded me of something I almost forgot to talk about. The Serenity Prayer requires strength and courage. And those were 2 things that I prayed for actually as a little girl on my birthday candles, which is so bizarre to think about. It's like, why did I wish for strength and courage? Where other kids were wishing for bicycles and stuff. I mean, I had physical things. I just guess I figured that I needed something that was a little bit, I thought it was important, you know. I also wished for world peace and things like that. But it became a habit for every birthday to wish for strength and wisdom, because I felt like I needed that. Yeah. And so every day, I mean, I haven't wished for that at a birthday in a while, but for my upcoming channel birthday, I do. I wish again for strength and wisdom, to give me serenity, to keep on going, and to provide unconditional love for all of you guys, for who support me and who follow me, and who also are on a journey of finding your own love, you know, your self-love. All right, well, I hope you like that, you guys. Faith, trust, and pixie dust.